The chapter begins with Zenon visiting the lab where he's checking up on his brother Dante's condition. We meet a man named Morris.
In the blue hell are you?
So it's been a while since Morris has been mentioned in the manga, so I wouldn't blame you that you don't remember. Well, in chapter 92, we were told Morris is a magic scholar who is controlling the king of the Diamond Kingdom from the shadows. He brainwashes mages in the Diamond Kingdom to do his bidding in the name of his experiments and agenda. In chapter 16, we were told Morris tortures children and is extremely inhumane. Anyone that doesn't meet his requirements or give him the results he doesn't seem fit, they are abandoned and tossed aside. Like, take a look at Mars's sister.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Now this is the part where I'm supposed to fix Otto's mistake and be like, well, he meant to say Mars's childhood best friend, but no, Otto straight up forgot. His brain doesn't work.
Nani? You're fired!
So it makes quite a lot of sense that he has allied with the Dark Triad, since he suits their agenda of resurrecting Lucifer, treating humans like trash, and this would allow him to continue his experiments, retain power, and most importantly, stay alive in the war. Another reminder from chapter 90 is that he was the one that constructed Ladros to be able to absorb, store, and release large amounts of mana. He also had the power of Mage Stones, which he put into Mars and Fauna, and in chapter 16, we learned that Mage Stones are tools Morris created to enhance magic power and control their mages, even to the point of affecting their personality traits. Now, our community on Anime Balls Deep, it deserves a freaking round of applause because the mana we all shared together, it really came in clutch, fam! Balls Deep! Prediction magic is getting stronger, and the three theories regarding the spy, science experiments, and the ice crystal are borderline almost true right now. We have almost hit the nail on the head. So I appreciate you guys and would like for you to join our community by hitting the notification bell and like the goddamn video. Let's try 25,000 likes because it's showtime, baby. It's time for me to explain this shit.
It's time to
go balls deep into some Japanese cartoons.
So in chapter 273, Morris tells Zenon that Dante is recovering without any problems. In fact, he has become stronger. His Candelo technology has also gathered up a lot of mana from humans for their plans.
You're fired! Oh, right, you're unfired. I need you. Come here.
Okay, so now that I'm part of the team once again, I have cracked the code! I've developed my own kind of balls deep prediction magic, and I have solved the mystery of Black Clover. Not even Otto do this, like literally, look, like I predicted this. Okay, so I know exactly why they chose now to introduce Morris into the story as a more prominent role. It also corresponds with why they showed Licita not all that many chapters ago. I think, and it makes absolute sense, let me know if you agree in the comments, I think that Licita was one of Morris's experiments because her body does exactly what the Candelos do. They drain life force, which also happens to drain magic from people inside it, which is exactly what Licita's body does, which is why she had to live in solitude. We also don't see what kind of grimoire she had, so for all we know, she could actually be from the Diamond Kingdom. It wouldn't be far-fetched. I mean, Yuno was from the Spade, so what if Morris was actually responsible for Asta having no magic? What if he knows the whole story?
He asks Zenon to trust him more, as he has already proven his worth and Mars ousted him when he returned to the Diamond Kingdom for his atrocities, and he's grateful to them for giving an opportunity. We then cut to Dante in his medical pod where his eyes open as he's thinking about Asta. He states, "I can't help but to look forward to fight with that kid again." We're all sitting here thinking, fam, don't you know? You are a simp! You lost against a pre-trained Asta, mate!
You are the simp king of the Spade Nation. You really need a vacation from simp. It's so hot for a devil, man. Without him, you'd be on a lower level. The other day, I was talking to Tabata about a lot of stuff. Turns out that you're not strong enough to be the 17-year-old that's kind of buff.
By the way, I don't know why people keep commenting, make a full Dante Simp song ABD, I love it. Guys, we already have. It was uploaded ages ago. Check it out if you haven't. We also have Black Clover merch being displayed to you right now. There is a discount code in the pinned comment if you want to buy it. Anyway, we then cut to Morris and Zenon discussing that their plans are going smoothly, and Lotus is revealed to be part of the traitors too. Lotus is a mage from the Diamond Kingdom. He interestingly has a nickname called the Hell Lotus, by the way, which is quite fitting as he is literally helping to open its gates. Lotus may very well be our spy that we were looking for. Remember, in our community we were thinking, who is the spy? How did the Dark Triad have so much information to do a surprise attack so successfully and know where the hideouts are, right? Well, Lotus has magic with smoke, and if you can remember in the anime and manga, he is able to manipulate smoke and uses it for its stealth ability, in which he can make himself transparent to others in chapter 21 when he showcased that. Lotus and Morris could be the ones that led such an operation. Lotus even used a communication device in chapter 76 where he spoke to the other Diamond Kingdom Knights, so he can be relaying this information to Morris and the Dark Triad if he was spying for them. They could have sold out the other kingdoms for their own benefit and built trust with the Dark Triad in their new alliance by giving them information if they were to invade. Moving back to the chapter, we then see a huge crystal of a devil stuck inside it. Who is this devil? Well, firstly, I just want to thank you for, balls deep prediction magic there coming in clutch. Well, in some ways, right? Basically, remember, Dante's Inferno, we discussed that the ice crystal holds a lot of significance all the way back in chapter 239, where Dante was he was talking to it whilst explaining his ideology, right? We were questioning that. Now, we have been preaching about this since February 2020, and that's why it's so important for you to hit the notification bell if you're lost right now in this video, because I cover everything in complete detail so we are all on the same page. If you want to learn everything that inspired the creator of Black Clover, I suggest you watch these two videos being displayed to you after this one. I'll put it in the pinned comment. These videos are still valid and correct, but just ignore the part about Asta off. Now, essentially, Dante's Inferno inspired the writer of Black Clover as it features the same concept of a demon stuck in a crystal-like lake. As you can see from this demon, I think there are 4 options Tabata can go with the story. It is either the demon god recreated by Morris, or it's Lucifer himself, or a completely new demon that we don't know about that they found, or a vessel for Lucifer to manifest and incarnate himself in. Now, in our predictions, we talked about how the Dark Triad must have done research on the elves and the Tree of Life to understand the opposite, which is the Tree of Death called the Qliphoth. They did this to figure out how to unlock Lucifer. We have the answer in chapter 273 that Morris may be able to help them to do this, as the tree was featured in the chapter and Nacht stole part of his research, and Morris must have told them how they can complete their plan. This is why they went ahead kidnapping Yami and William specifically, that had the magic properties. This is how they knew that information. It all makes sense now. If we look at the elves and what they have and represent, they have the magic stones, which is a similar concept to Morris's mage stones, which have similar functionality. Licht created the demon god by using negative mana and a forbidden spell with the elf stones. Mana from the underworld is called negative mana due to its more sinister quality, and this mana boosts the power and capabilities of magic but carries the risk of corrupting the bodies, souls and magic of both users and victims. This is why it's forbidden. The magic stones have a connection to the underworld, so they can be used to draw in negative mana in order to amplify spells. So I wouldn't be surprised if Morris did research on negative mana, since Weg magic and negative mana is heavily linked to the devils. And if we go back to the inspiration of the devil magic from the Kabbalah, like we mentioned in my history videos, some portray the Qliphoth as shells or husks. These shells contain the debris left over from an influx of divine force too strong for the Sephiroth to withstand, and are believed to be inhabited by demons and evil spirits. Another idea is that the Qliphoth is the opposite of the Tree of Life, each Qliphoth or shell being the antithesis or the negative counterpart to its corresponding Sephiroth, therefore reinforcing the idea why the underworld in Black Clover considers that the devils use negative mana, right? This is where it was inspired from. In the end, I wouldn't be surprised if Morris is recreating the demon god that Licht created 500 years ago from its remnants or DNA. For example, Julius Novachrono, he found the swallowtail artifact from that time, did he not? So why wouldn't Morris be able to do this? Or another possibility, as I said, is that it's Lucifer himself. Like he promised to Asta's mother he will find a way to escape hell, and he needs a vessel as he tried to take over Liebe's body, as he was capable of being in the real world unlike other demons. They could be making him a vessel, or he's legit that demon stuck in the ice diamond rock himself. It's up to Tabata if he wants to make a completely new demon, introduce something that we don't know about, like who is this guy, or he can use balls deep prediction magic because he watches the videos and he's my friend and he calls me up time to time. He's not gonna call me this video, but yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Going back to chapter 273, we then see Yami and William, and they're bound to these big stones unable to escape. They're stuck inside this giant ritual circle. It seems the ritual is bringing out their magic power and fusing them together, as we see tree branches stretching out everywhere and they're all covered in almost pitch black darkness. This may be creating the tree of death, and this is why they're needed for the process. We transition from the Spade Nation back to the Clover Kingdom, and Nacht's magic has been dispelled. This man was using Mana Zone, fam, and he trapped Asta in pitch darkness. But somehow, Asta being the GOAT that he is, he was able to negate it. Like, bruh! Now, I really want to see this new Devil Union, fam, because a lot of you got post-nut depression because you weren't able to see it, and you're like, bruh, Tabata teased me and he didn't let us see it. Well, calm down. This is gonna be some Naruto Sage Mode shit when he enters the battlefield and the war. Think about how overpowered Asta is. Asta basically counters one of the strongest abilities, Mana Zone, fam. He has to have the respect of mages now, which only means that these bitches should give him it.
They're all about the respect. We're gonna be respectful.
It's then revealed that Asta purposefully missed Nacht with whatever attack it is that he used to dispel his magic, meaning that he could have definitely hit him, and even with Asta's restraint, he still managed to undo the Devil Union on his right arm. Like, holy frick, man, what the hell is this new power that Asta has? He's OP. That basically confirmed he's above Vice Captain level, fam. He then thinks to himself that if Asta's anti-magic lives up to its potential, it will be the strongest kind of magic, making Asta the ultimate warrior that Nacht mentioned in chapter 263, and the only person that could end the Dark Triad's plan. Nacht admits defeat, and Asta's like, but Nacht is like, nah bruh, you're gonna have to stay here a little longer, son. You gotta master your main character powers a bit more, or the plot won't be able to support you enough. Nacht then admits that he had been watching the squad for some time with his shadow magic, and he had been observing Asta. Now this is fine and dandy and all, and I love it. It's a good heartfelt moment, but something doesn't make sense. He said in chapter 262 that he thought Asta had no skill or talent, but if he had really been watching him since he was a baby or some shit, he'd know that that wasn't the case. Asta has displayed that he has plenty of skill and solid enough mastery over the basic anti-magic abilities that he had access to for the time, and that was leaked power, by the way. So how did Nacht know all of this?
I'm confused right now, G.
Anyways, that's besides the point, because Nacht earned my respect this chapter, and he's easily in my top 5 favorite characters at the moment. I think he's just being hard to get. He's being kind of a tsundere, and he loves everyone in the Black Bulls truly. And in chapter 272, we can see that Asta reminds him of his brother, and he does think fondly of Asta after all. He goes on to mention that he had seen Asta fight his cruel fate, but confesses that Asta was always right from the very beginning. He said before that the right people don't always get rewarded, but he says here and now that he wants those people to be rewarded in a way that they deserve. So he's basically saying to Asta that, fam, you are a good person, you deserve to be rewarded and have good things in your life. In chapter 272, we learned that Nacht had a brother, but he is most likely dead, I'm presuming, because the house that they are training in is, you know, is theirs after all, and it's completely destroyed. He probably fell into despair because of something that happened to his family and blames Yami in some sort of way for what happened. Otherwise, you know, why else would he say that he hates the best character in the whole freaking show? You guys in the community have mentioned a great theory that in the second chapter, Nacht's brother looks like the guy in the silhouette when we see Yami talk about how the other members are away on missions, so you might not see them. If we look at their similar hair types and figure, it seems as though this could be connected, and why Yami may have found out about Nacht and Nacht deciding to fall into vague magic. But let me know what you think in the comment section below of this theory. I don't know about this one, but I did ask you guys on Twitter of what you think about this chapter, by the way. Zane says that the crystallized demon looks familiar to Lick's transformation back in chapter 204. Could this be the resurrection of the entity he was channeling? Also, the Diamond Kingdom scientist is most definitely thinking of a countermeasure against Asta's anti-magic. Yo, that is a good point, fam. Oh, Dante would have informed this scientist dude, look, this kid has anti-magic, he somehow damaged me with, and I've never been damaged before. That is a really good point, and I will, you know what? He might actually create some countermeasures for the anti-magic. And yeah, bruh, good job, Zane. Another point is from Joel. He says it was a great chapter. I first thought Nacht was some bipolar dude that talks trash for no reason, but it looks like he's better than that and just wants the right people to be treated justly. I can't wait to see Asta Devil Union about to be crazy. I agree. As I said, Nacht is in my top 5 favorite characters. But yeah, let's go back to the chapter now. Nacht decides that he'll leave Guimardella, one of his demons, with Asta so that they can train together, while he goes with the rest of the team they've assembled to go and commence the attack on the Spade Kingdom. When Asta is ready, he'll join them in the fight. So this is gonna be some Naruto Sage Mode reveal type shit when Asta comes to save the day. Meanwhile, back at the capital, it appears that everyone is ready and suited up for the mission. Now, one thing I want to point out is that in the small little panel, we see 13 people, but in the big spread, we only see 9 people. Why is Tabata hiding the rest of the team from us? He's teasing us, and you know, who is going with them, we don't know. But one person I do want to point out is, why is Seke going? Like, bruh, Kira the 13th really is a useless and dumb king for sending the freaking oh my days. Alright, wait a second, he's the strongest mage in the entire show, right? Seke can destroy the Dark Triad on his own, right? Oh shit, this is gonna be hilarious. Seke is basically going for comedy. Like, he's gonna make us all laugh. Anyway guys, that's everything I wanted to say for the week. Thank you for joining us as always. Buy the merch, join us on Discord, on social media, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.